Welcome back to Show and Sell. My name is Scott. Time for another unboxing. Going back to one of the two estates, I grabbed a box that said military and hats on cars or something like that on the top. We're going to jump into that into a second. Did want to point out a couple of things. I just realized, looking in the monitor, I wear this shirt a lot. It is my Clint Eastwood Get Off My Lawn shirt, which when I got it, or when I asked for it, I asked for it for two reasons. One, it's Clint Eastwood. Who doesn't like Clint Eastwood? If you haven't seen, I don't know, Outlaw Josie Wales, High Plains Drifter, or Unforgiven, block off a good afternoon and you'll enjoy them. But he's one of my favorite actor-directors, and he's getting up there in age. And actually, sadly, if you've seen him lately, he's still getting around. I hope he lives for many years to come. I hope he continues putting out films, but he's looked rough the last few times I've seen him. And anyway, I wanted to have some shirts to show my support of Clint, but I do wear them too often. I wanted to catch you up on a couple of things that have been happening here. I mentioned in my last video that I had a couple of large sales. I postponed when the person who purchased the Coke clock had requested a return. For those of you that do not know, I had a large Coca-Cola clock, vintage, that I had found, detailed it fully in my eBay listing, and the person purchased it, and the day they received it, they asked for a return. And because they went straight to eBay as opposed to reaching out to me, I took it badly. And I had like 5 days to respond, and I waited the full amount of time because I'm passive aggressive. And I basically said, all of those issues that you pointed out, they were in the listing. So no, I don't think I should have to absorb shipping going and, to and fro, because it's about $70. I may be cutting off my nose to spite my face, but sometimes people just catch you wrong. And, so anyway, that's, I have officially put in my response, but I've yet to hear back from either the buyer or eBay. And, let's jump into it and we can talk more later. Well, I thought it said military, but it says militia. So, we'll see. Cars, militia, hats. Let's take a look. It does look like some military hats. Somebody like their gaming. Here may be a good spot to jump in and say, if you like this video, if you like these types of videos, unboxing videos, seeing what I can find in estates or yard sales, what have you, reach out, hit that like button. But if you don't like this content, this is probably just as important. I believe it's in the official rules. I know it's mandatory. Also hit like, and then go down to the comments and tell me why. After all, sadly, It's the only way I'm going to learn. But the reason I wanted to, not just for the trolling or begging for likes there, I did want to point out the two little bags that I found. I have no idea what they are. So if any of you do, please let me know. It looks like a keychain. Maybe that's all it is. It says Queen. Does it say Queen? Yes. Or no. It says Ruffin. Excuse me. Bad eyes. And it's just got a clip on one end. It looks to be some cheaply gold-plated. I have 4 of those, and I didn't know what they were. So let's jump back into it. Well, I didn't damage it. Well, something's loose in there. Get a little more careful with this one. Well, the cases are scratched, it looks like. These are, but I have several of them. The box had a set of billiard balls. These are very heavy. There's some kind of a case. Let's see if I can get into this. Appears to be just a mix of software and discs that have been burned. Well, it wasn't militia. I guess that's good. It was military hats and 1 flight helmet. So, there is a steady. There are a lot of military enthusiasts out there, so I will have no difficulty selling those hats, and including the helmet. Had some wires cut off, but it's just going to be used for display or costumes or whatever. So someone will most definitely buy that. The die-cast vehicles, I will have to look those up. I know that they are old cars, but I have no idea how old the models themselves are. They might be 20 years old. They might be 40 years old, depending on I'll have to get into, open them up, look at the manufacturer, see if I can pinpoint a value on those. The TD case, you wouldn't think so. At first glance, you're like, it's just a bunch of CDs. Who wants that? But I have actually sold a fair amount of old software. So if you have any sitting around your house and you think, well, I'm never going to use this again, throw it up on eBay, because honestly, old Microsoft Works and Publisher and even operating systems. I have sold all of those. Obviously, it helps if you have the key, that multi 16-digit number, but not all software requires that. But again, old software, even if it's not worth a lot individually, you could always lot them together. The looking around here, the combat book was from Combat Wounded. It was a local publication. I'll throw it up online. I may just end up donating that to the local Salvation Army or Goodwill. Or not. I am hesitant to donate to Goodwill because of their. It's essentially a private corporation with public donations and government funds paying the workers, and I don't know if technically it's private, but it's for profit. I'm looking around here to see if I have anything else. I did want to I saw a video this week, and I would like to get your feedback. I was watching an episode of Shed Flips, another reseller, very entertaining, Candace and Lonnie. If you're out there, hi. And they did a couple of videos recently on what would you do if you Lonnie had opened up a CD case that he had purchased at an estate or a yard sale, and it turned out that it had cash in it. They went through a couple of episodes discussing what would you do if you found money? And then in another episode, they said, well, what would you do if you found gold, like jewelry or what have you? What would you do? I have what I think is an unusual take on their query. Obviously, everyone wants to think that they would do, I'll do the right thing. Well, the right thing changes on, if depending on what you find and who you got it from and the circumstances therein. Most of the time, resellers, I see no harm. You purchase something, it's yours. The person sold it for whatever they were clearly trying to get as much as they could out of an item, and not knowing what an item is or what it's worth. It's not really your responsibility to say, no, don't let me pay a quarter or $1 or $10. Here's a fistful of cash. And to the people that think that, and often, I've talked about this in some of my shorts, the people that will often have an opinion on that, you should donate. At least the ones that I've seen don't tend to be too charitable themselves. Most resellers that I know give their death piles. They do a lot of work in their community, and they donate a lot of items. The book, for example, I very well may just end up giving that to someone locally who would enjoy it. But I think it's people like to pat themselves on the back while shaking their finger at some people saying, this is what you should do. I'm a better person than you because I know that I would give it back. Easy to say when you don't have cash in hand, or you purchase something with the sole purpose of making money. So now that you've made money, someone wants to say it's your responsibility to give that money away. So my unusual take is, I had an older vehicle that I had been driving for 18 months to 2 years. And I had to have some serious work done on it. And I took it to a mechanic, and they said, come back this afternoon and we'll have an idea of what needs to be done, and we'll go over it with you. And when I came back in the afternoon, the owner of the shop met me in the parking lot, which I thought was unusual in and of itself. And then he sort of gave me a smile, a nod, and a wink, and half turned and palmed off a bag to me and said, we found this, or we found yours, something like that. And it turned out it was about 2 big handfuls of marijuana. Luckily, everyone in the shop thought that it was funny, and they just assumed that it was mine, and they gave it back to me. And no amount of "that's not mine" were they going to believe. They thought it was very funny. When I went back to my my regular job, they thought it was very funny. Once again, most people just assumed that it was really mine, even as they were laughing at the story. If I had been stopped, at the time I was working odd hours late at night, and it was not uncommon for me to get stopped by police for, where they do not necessarily breathalyzers, but they do the quick, let's see your insurance, or they're looking for people with DUIs or people that aren't driving without their license, that sort of thing. And not sure what it's like in your area, but that's pretty common around here. And if I had been unlucky and they had an officer with a good nose or a dog, I could easily have been arrested. And, because no amount of "it's not mine" would anybody believe. The responsibility was mine. So people like to thrust that responsibility onto you when it's something negative, but when it's something positive, in the case of finding money or gold, they tend to go, "No, give me, let's take that back. Let's divvy it amongst, this person, that group, this organization." Have you ever had anything like that happen to you, where someone, maybe not drugs, but they think you did something, or they assume that it was yours, or it's the common example that we hear as resellers is, "You should give that. You made money. You found this. You found that. You should give that away." We can always say that about anyone. You work a 40-hour week. Well, at the end of take your paycheck, donate it. Just a different way to look at it, I guess. Didn't go to jail. I'm happy.
Hooray!
The items in this week's video, pretty, not many, but they will be easy to sell or distribute or get rid of otherwise. And it's a big box, and I'm able to tick that box in terms of I'm finally getting to it, getting that big 2x3 box out of my spare bedroom that I should have done something with a few years ago. Oh, don't procrastinate, people. Before you know it, you got a house full of stuff. I have videos coming out every week. If you'd like to see more of these, please hit the subscribe button. I go to yard sales, auctions. I do unboxings from a couple of subscription boxes, and, well, you just never know what I'm going to find. We'll see you next time. My name is Scott. Bye.